Kobayashi. DX is in here. Guys, we've got an incredible guest tonight. Something a little that we throw at you guys. So this is going to be unbelievable. I'm super excited to have this fine gentleman on here. There he is.
What's up, my brother? How we
How
doing,
you
man?
doing, Beast? How's everything going?
Another day in paradise, brother. How about you?
Yeah, same, dude. Market's a little red, so my job's a little difficult right now.
Oh
But
yeah,
hey,
bro.
the opportunity arrives, right? So,
That's not stopping us, man.
no, hell no. No, sir. Not us high performers, baby. That's not how we do it. So do me a huge favor and give us a grand introduction for you because I can't do it better than you can. Oh, we have connection issues. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Hold on. We think we're having connection issues here. Uh-oh. We're having some serious connection issues, Beast. Oh, we lost him. All right, let me see if I can get him back in here real quick. Yeah, internet's worse than the market today, huh? It's unfortunate. Here he is. All right, here we go. Mom, get the router. Love you, can. Oh, God. All right, she should be here momentarily. There he
I
is.
am right here. We might have to go outside, but hey, it is what it is. Can you hear me?
All right. Well, hey, man. As long as we get you some good connection, can you hear me okay?
Maybe. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's a little delayed, but that should be okay, right?
All right. Sorry about that, brother.
No, no worries. No worries. All right. If you don't mind giving us an introduction, I know you were about to start doing that, but connection had other plans. So,
Yeah, for sure, man. So we're good, right?
yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right, cool. Well, my name's Noel. I go by the stage name DXVICE. So basically, I'm a musician, entrepreneur. I own multiple businesses, 5, 6 streams of income, including trading. So that's why we're here right now. And a lot of it is made possible by the beast Clayton right here. So you already know.
I appreciate that very much. If you don't mind going into some of those businesses a little bit, talk about your music, talk about your style, talk about some of that guitaring you do, which is just so cool to me. The
For
fact
sure,
that
man.
both rap and guitar, I love it. I'm a huge fan. So
Yeah, man. So early on, I was really into rapping. So basically, I was a big fan of early Eminem, early Drake, all good stuff like that. But I was also a huge metalhead too. So I was always like walking down that middle path, you know. So I loved Avenged Sevenfold. I've been to Hollywood Undead concerts with Avenged Sevenfold, Asking Alexandria. So I was, yeah, bro, I was huge on all that kind of stuff. So basically, I started playing guitar when I was 5, and I started thinking like, how can I like make something out of this? And I started playing guitar and actually adding solos to just rap music and just throwing that all in together. And I've noticed I started doing it, and then I've had meetings with Atlantic Records. I've turned down Interscope as well. They practically ask you to sell your soul for 500,000, and honestly, like I was already netting more than that, so I was like, there's no point in that.
there you
So
go.
basically, I was like, you know, I'm gonna do this myself. And after I started to do that, now you start hearing guitar solos all over rap songs, and I'm like, I can date way back, and see that I was doing it first. So you already know.
Dude, that's so awesome. It's so authentic, so unique. I When I started listening to your music, I was so blown away because I have a very diverse music taste, and
Of course.
I love you named my favorite groups. Avenged Sevenfold is awesome. I listen to them at least once every single day at the gym. And I
Nice.
and I love them. And the fact that you're merging the two is so unbelievably incredible. So, in regards to the businesses that you own, you mind hopping into those a little bit?
Yeah, so I actually own a fitness store. So it's an online, it's practically drop shipping, but it's all set up with its own brand. It's FNX Fitness. And basically, we just run that. We also have Easy Street Fitness as well, easystreetfitness.com. Um, then I have my music. I do mixing and mastering as well. Just a bunch of stuff, to be honest with you. It's all industries that I've said, you know, how can I live the life I want to live without having to work as hard for it. But it's still hard work, but just it gets to a point where it becomes kind of easy, more manageable.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. You know, we're young, and it's so difficult for us to take a look into the future and go, oh, when am I going to retire? Right? You and I would not have any purpose if we retire. Right?
Exactly,
We
exactly.
wouldn't. We wouldn't have anything to do during the day. That's just not how we function. And there's a lot of our viewers that are the exact same way, which is why it's so incredible to have somebody like you on here. You've got so many different passions, so many different sources of income, businesses that you're interested in. You've got your clothing brand, you've got the fitness company, and turn it down
Exactly.
records. That's insane. That's awesome.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
in
It was hard
regard,
to do because it was you know, you really wanna get that deal, and you know that it'll put you on the map, but I don't know, it just wasn't getting the vibe, man. You know what I mean? So
well, I think I can speak for you with saying you care way more about yourself and your personal well-being than you do anybody who could sign a piece of paper for you that would make you what you know you can make yourself, right?
for sure, I've never wanted to be a wage slave. So
Yeah, right. And
sadly.
I completely agree and understand. So what got you in with everything else that you're doing and everything else that you're just blowing up in? What got you into trading?
So basically, I started looking into trading with the whole, you know, all the meme stock craze, all the Dogecoin craze, and all of that. And I was like, okay, all these people are making, they're breaking millionaires over here, and I'm over here like I'll look into forex and I won't get involved, and then I was looking into crypto and I wasn't getting involved. I'm like, okay, it's just too much to learn. I thought that you needed to have something more special to be actually get you into trading. So I thought like I was like, oh, like what would separate me? Like why am I good enough to trade? And I always had kind of set that boundary for myself. And then when I really started to learn, I was like, okay, this isn't as hard as it is as I thought it was. So then working little by little, I started to teach myself how to day trade, and then all of a sudden I was like consistently profitable. My losses were smaller than my wins. So I was like, okay, like if I can consistently, if I can have a green month, I'll quit my day job. So I had an entire month of green. No, I wouldn't say every day was green, but the month ended up green. It was more than I was earning in all my streams of income put together, plus my job. And I was like, okay, I'm out of here. So here we are, man. But it's
Well,
and
wow.
I think it really just takes time to learn, but it's one of the skills that I really think that everybody should have under their tool belt.
I think that's incredible because I mean you've got all these other obstacles and everything that you're going through, and you've got so much going on with your other work and your music, and now you're starting to move into assets already, right? So but
Yeah.
when you start exploding, and you're already doing so well, you already have the knowledge to know that assets are what pays for the majority of the time, right? And you've got a way
Hmm.
that you can convert those streams of income into multiple streams and or multiples of what it is that you're already getting. So that's awesome.
Of
Like I
course.
could not. It took me. I worked in so many different fields that had nothing to do with assets. Again, I was a wage slave, as you put it, right? I was
Yeah.
working 9 to 5s for a long time after I dropped out of college. So what you're saying hits so. You and I have chatted about this a lot, and it really hits home for me. So I that's incredible. That's incredible. What are your goals moving forward? So what are you looking to do with your music first? We'll start there.
So my music first, I was looking into doing a full album, but nowadays it's you really have to get to a certain level before you can actually put out a full length, actually have people listen to it from beginning to end. So my plan was a single a month, but I hate blaming other people, but I've been waiting for artwork for my next song for 2 months now. I paid for it August 5th, yet I'm still waiting for that artwork. It's just the music industry and like the freelancers in it, they're not on top of anything. Like you could wait forever for something you could pay up front and then you'll still won't get it. So my plan was to do a single a month, and then I had a suicide awareness song that was gonna drop in September for Suicide Awareness Month, and that's the artwork that it's about to be October, and I still don't have. So
Uh-huh.
so we'll see. But worst comes to worst, I do have a vault with 17 plus songs. I'm probably gonna just put it on to an album. We'll see. But it really is. It's on the back burner right now until I get like a decent team that I'm actually working well with, because it's impossible to do it all on your own.
No, I hear that. I hear that. And it's, I mean, you're managing so much. Maybe somebody just helping you stay organized would be really good for you. If
Yes,
there's
for
anybody,
sure.
yeah, if there's anybody in their live right now who can help my boy out with some graphics, that would be insane, right? So,
Oh my God,
now
yeah.
we got guys talks. But and what are your goals with the market and your investing? What are you? Are there different asset classes that you're trying to get into, or right now you just focused on trading?
I'm just trading equities right now, and I'm long-term holding crypto. Basically, I'm using crypto more of like a 401k kind of thing, since I
Right.
don't have a legitimate like job that'll give me that, or I just have a Roth IRA that the crypto investment's going for me. Really, my next step is someone, I don't know if you're familiar with Illyrian. He's an options trader that we did a one-on-one last week. And he sent me a chart that it's basically, if you start with 10 grand, 2% of your portfolio gained every day amounts to a total about, if in 1 year, to 1.86 mil.
Yeah.
So if you have 10 grand and every single day you just make 2% of that 10 grand, and then it compounds in 2% of whatever, that 10.2, then 10% of that 10.4, and then you just keep adding up, in 1 year you will have $1.8 million. So that's my next step. How difficult that's going to be, I'm sure it is, but at the end of the day, I've come this far. I've been through worse. I've slept on the floor. I've washed clothes in a sink. I've eaten canned foods for months at a time. I'm not afraid of falling back into that. With my risk reward is either going back to where I was, or let's see where this can take me, right?
I think that's incredible. And thank you so much for sharing your background. It takes a lot to do. There's a lot of people who have a lot handed to them, and there's a lot of people who have to work hourly, just countless hours to get where it is that they are or where they want to be. And then when they get there, they're still not satisfied, right? So
Of
there's
course.
times where you and I sit back and take a look at what it is that we've achieved and what we've done, pat ourselves on the back a little bit, be appreciative, right? Before
Of
we go
course.
on, because we're going on to the next no matter what, right? We've got goals that are not gonna stop, that we're gonna catch up with, and then that goal's gonna multiply, and then we feel like we're just not gonna get there. But that's what makes us the performers that we are, right? So
Exactly. And staying humble is really important too, because I feel like whenever you get hot-headed or whenever you feel invincible, that's your first flaw. Because every single time I've had a great day, I've had a $13,000 win, I'll go and blow it the following day because I feel on top of the world. I'm like, I did it yesterday, why can't I do it today? Sometimes it's good to reflect and remember, like, thank God for what you were given, and then just remain humble. That's very, very important. I've been humbled by life a few times. I'm sure you have as well. Trading, you've had some trades that you're like, I'm on top of the world. Look what I'm doing for myself, and then all of a sudden, it's almost like on a dime. It's just everything gets taken away from you. So that's very, very important. It's acknowledge your wins, but never think that you can never lose, if that makes sense.
no, I agree with you wholeheartedly. And yes, the same thing has happened to me a multitude of times through my trading career. And we talk about this in our group every single day. There's only wins and lessons, right? We don't lose. There's only wins and lessons.
Blessings and lessons.
Yeah, yeah, just lessons and more lessons, right? Things that we can reflect upon so that we learn and we can adapt and overcome when the next similar circumstance arises. So
Exactly.
it's good to hear that you're going through that and you're realizing that, because it's something that I've dealt with a lot. And just to cover our trading community, he brings up some small mistakes, right, that could turn into large ones depending upon how much you're swinging that day, right?
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
the emotions are swinging. So for me, I try to do everything I can to eliminate those motions. I trade longer term, but in regards to the market conditions right now, the market's getting hit really hard. Just to cover that for some of our guys
Oh
quickly,
yeah.
market's getting hit really hard, right? And there's a lot. There is a lot that you can do to cover your risk. You can go long term. You can be buying equities right now, buying shares, buying very long expiration options calls, right? Buying
Exactly.
spreads. There's a lot you can do, but guys, big drops like this, if you sit and you become reflective, and my boy's been reflective on, like, he and I have had a couple of meetings. We've chatted back and forth a lot. And
Oh
one
yeah.
of the things he does is whenever we're done with a conversation, we chat back and forth about what the outcome of it was, right? Or what we're looking to do with it moving forward. And it's just kind of become habit now, which is so cool. So the biggest thing that I relay to you all with that fact is, if you guys are reflective on your trading, reflective in your businesses, reflective in your music career, then you can be critical. You can be analytical on how you can better yourself, move forward. And I know for a fact you and I have sat down multiple times and gone over what it is that we're trying to do, right? That we're trying to figure out how to make happen, right?
Of
And
course.
you mentioned again, making sure that you're just not working for anybody but yourself, and that you're the one managing everything that you do, right? So we got to figure out, like, a long time ago, a couple of years ago, actually, it was this past December that it was finalized, but a couple of years ago, I had to sit down and go over the fact that I didn't want to work for anybody anymore, but I had
Exactly.
to do that. And what, in regards to your businesses and everything that you're doing right now, what was the switch? Because you mentioned a little bit about your background that was in a little bit of a darker time. What was the switch for you?
I think honestly, it's just I've been working since I was like roughly 14, like 13 or 14. My first job was at actually a airsoft field. Then basically just seeing how hard my dad worked, and it was literally practically for nothing, because no matter how much money he would make, it was never enough, and he always kept trying to make more and more and more, and he didn't have papers, so eventually he got deported. So seeing that everything that he was doing was for like, it was in vain, because he was always trying to chase that next step, that he never just sat back and realized, like, I have what I want. I like enjoy my life right now. But it's like just seeing him struggle, seeing my mom struggle, seeing the way that nothing is like certain. Like right now, I could have a job and I could have dreams and a job, and if I were to die tomorrow, my job will replace me and my dreams will die with me.
Right.
So it's like you have to realize that you're on that time. So how you doing, man? So you have to realize, like, you're on that time that you can't like hop over. If you don't make that decision for yourself, like, I understand there's people that have career paths, there's people that enjoy what they do, but if you're not enjoying what you're doing, you're living for nothing, right? Honestly. If you're at a job you hate, what are you waking up for every morning? Especially if you're at a job you hate, then you get home and you don't do anything after that. If you're at a job you hate, you don't must not hate it if you're not doing anything to get out of it. So I think my turning point was seeing the people I love struggle, seeing that corporate America doesn't care, seeing that the rich get richer and you stay down, seeing that you make $10 an hour while the owner of your company is making 1.8 mil a fucking day. Excuse my French, but it's like it's infuriating. So it's like, I just personally think you as an individual, everybody as an individual has so much more to them, has so much to offer the world. Like, we're all ourselves. We all have something that we can actually give the world. And I feel like if we don't do that, then what are we really doing if we're just working a 9 to 5? You know what I mean?
Oh, I think that's incredible. And one of the reasons why I've always wanted to be an investor and a business owner is so that I can connect myself with people in a formal setting and provide opportunity to those who do not have some of the skills that I do, so that I can learn from them, because I know there's a whole long list of people that have skills that I don't and probably never will,
Exactly.
right? And they have so much value. And that's how you and I connected, right? You provided me such an unbelievable perspective. We linked up, and ever since you and I have been chatting personally, you have given me so much to think about, right?
And
Both
you
both
as well. Like, you know so much more about options trading. You know so much about actually like long term and being consistent. Things that like I let greed get to me a lot. So that's I'm still working on my trading psychology. I'm still a novice. So basically I've only been doing it for 8 months now, 7 to 8 months. So I don't know everything that somebody like you would know. or the people that are around us would know. You have so much to offer, especially like I would have never thought about buying the dip now out to February to be in the money immediately and then it rides out. Like I would have never thought about that. And then I've had my now wife, I've told her about it. She's like, that's so smart. She's like, why weren't you doing that before? And I'm like, I didn't think of it. I wanted that quick bag, that quick 40% scalp, but it's not like that's why things that you wouldn't think of, I might think of, things that I wouldn't think of, you might think of. Always surround yourself with where you're trying to be, and success will follow your circle. Success isn't just going to isolate you. Your circle really matters in terms of what's going to happen to you and where you're headed.
Dude, I could not appreciate that more. I really, I mean, that meant a lot to me. And it's taken me the better part of the past 2 years to realize that that's what I need to be doing. And one of the things that really helped me switch over was having some incredible people around me and becoming a part of this community that I'm in right now. OBR has changed my life in a very short period of time. And then OBR has also allowed me to meet people like you, which has also changed my life. So the moving into the future, and just to add on to that long term a little bit for our viewers, the biggest thing that I realize is when you have long term trends that have held year over year over year, and we have an unbelievable break in that trend, you guys got to realize that the banks are the ones, and I'm sorry to talk about the banks. The big guys want their money back, right? So the big guys are going to do everything they can to leverage as much as possible to get the market back to where it needs to be. And then they're going to go through politicians. They're going to go through the government. They're going to go through the Fed, right? So they're going to do everything they can to get their right. There's the greed index right there, and it's the greed index is also slam packed with big money. So all we're trying to do as individuals on a smaller scale is we're trying to educate ourselves and be around people who are trying to do the same, right?
Oh yeah.
So if I'd love you to get the last word in. If you'd like to chat about anything else, bring anything up, or say anything to our platform or yours. Other than that, I'd love to take some questions.
No, yeah, for sure. If anything, honestly, if you aren't an OBR, like I highly, highly recommend hopping in that. Their Discord has everything from webinars, lessons. They do calls every morning. They prep you for the market. So if you get up, you can literally watch the market with a team of people, chop it up, shoot the ship a little bit, and then literally just hop right into the market. It's game time. Everybody's just at alert, calling out stocks. It's literally a virtual trade floor. If you're trading and you're not in a group like OBR, like I really think you're missing the point.
I appreciate that very much. I mean, what an incredible compliment. And I'm sure I'm about to start getting texts from all the guys saying that they love you for it. So thank you so much. Just to add on to that, guys, I run the live calls, and we have all of our analysts present almost all times of the day, every single minute, right? We are here to take care of you all, educate you to the best of our ability, and learn with you, right? I just turned 23 years old. In my opinion, I don't know anything.
Me
Right?
too.
But I'm still trying. I have experience, right? I have experience, but I don't feel like that correlates to knowledge too much. So I'm trying to learn as much as I can, continue to educate myself, and continue to grow as an individual, because even, I can have somebody who just hopped into the market come up with a brilliant idea, who knows nothing about the market, and completely humble me and bring me back down to square one because I just didn't freaking think of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you were bringing up. So being a part of a community that can benefit you all, that cares for you and puts you guys first, is what you all need to be a part of. And that's why I joined OBR as a member first. That was my avenue. So guys, let's if we can, let's take some questions for my good friend here, and for me, if you guys have any. See if we just got a whole bunch of compliments. We've got a bunch of compliments for you. And my man Wall Street Junkie was in here. What's up, Josh? Got a couple of the boys from OBR coming in here, making a couple comments. Let's see. Well, anybody in here, if you guys have any questions for us, let them rip. If not, you check if you want to give yourself a couple of plugs real quick for your music and your Oh, one of my boys just hopped in here. What's up, Ayush? If you want to give a quick couple plugs, your music and your clothing line, I love it. I think the sweatshirts are awesome.
Your stuff
If you
should be
want to
there
talk
this
about your
week.
music,
Fingers crossed.
Spotify, whatever.
But nah, yeah. So basically, the clothing brand is Drip Gang Gorillas. It's gonna be in my bio. The music, you can look up DXVICE, Spotify, iTunes, whatever you got. And yeah, I'm gonna be dropping some new music real soon. We got some new collections coming out, and I'm thinking maybe some NFTs. We'll see. I'm trying to hop into that market, but we'll see. I just like hopping in the water and everything I can. So I might over leverage here and there, but whatever.
And we're young, dude. We're young, right? We got to take opportunity as it arises, and if it's a risk, hey, we're gonna work hard to make it up. All right.
Of course. And that one of my boys just joined, Noel Zapata. I highly recommend tapping in. Like, entrepreneur, six-figure earner, like at literally in his 20s, man. Super young guy. Went to high school with him. He knows his stuff, man. So that's somebody to tap in with. Nick. He also has a podcast. Just a little quick shout out for that. That it's about success and come ups like that as well. So something to look into. You never know. But
that's awesome. I'm sure we'll get in contact. That'd be super cool. I'm a huge podcast guy, so maybe we could have a great conversation. I'm sure we will if he knows you and he's close to you. So, all right, let me. We're about to get to here to 7 o'clock. So let me close it up. If there's anything else you'd like to add or anything else you'd like to plug, I love all your stuff. So I'm more than happy to host it.
for sure. Well, one quick thing for the traders in here: bears make money, bulls make money, and pigs get slaughtered. Just remember that. Always remember that. So, but yeah, my brother, you take it easy.
Yes, sir.
And OBR for life.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll definitely be chatting some more. I really appreciate you.
Yes, sir. You too, man.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all. Take it easy. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you guys so much for joining. I really appreciate it. He's an unbelievable guy. He's come from so little and has developed so much in his life. I'm super proud of him. We've talked a lot. He's just down to earth and an incredible gentleman. So what a pleasure to have him on here live, and I couldn't be happier to be in the position I'm in to interview such incredible people and really get to talk to just unbelievable individuals. So you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining in.